Well, hello, and welcome to Wednesday Wisdom, that day of the week where I share tools, tips, tactics, and strategies for us all to stay current and relevant on social media to generate leads, clients, customers, and sales. And today I want to talk about the do have method or principle of living life and running your business. So if you haven't heard of the be do have model, it was originally created by Stephen Covey, the person who generated the 7 steps. What is it? I wrote it down. The 7 habits of highly effective people, Stephen Covey. He came up with the be do have model. And while binge listening to Myron Golden, he mentioned it again. And I thought, you know what, this would be a good thing to talk about for my audience as well. So before I get into the be do have model slash principle slash method of living and loving life, let me tell you who I am. I am Cecelia Morris, also known as the digital marketing maven, and I teach business owners how to build their brand and their business online using digital marketing strategies with ChatGPT and other forms of AI. And for whatever site you're watching me on, give me some likes, some love, some hearts. And if it's YouTube, subscribe and click the bell so you get notified whenever I post a new video. So let's get into today's topic, the be do have model of living life and running your business. Now, I'm going to talk about this from the worker's perspective because I spent 25 years in that arena. Most of the time as workers, especially if you're an hourly worker, you live by the do, have, be principle, right? Because you're paid by the hour. So you figure if I do more, then I'll have more. And when I have more, then I'll be more, or the happier I'll be because I'll have more stuff. The whole problem with that principle is if you do more, meaning you're doing more work, that means you will have more money, but you'll also have less time to enjoy the new things that you have. So it's kind of a self-defeating principle if you go by the do, have, be model, because you're only going to get the one part, 2 parts of that. You get the do and the have, but you won't get the be part right because you'll be too busy and too tired to actually enjoy the fruits of your labor. So my principle or philosophy is be, do, have model. So take a moment and think about where are you in your business or where are you in your life? So I'm going to give you a couple examples for me with business and with life. So I'm going to start with life first. So after I crawled out of my hole of depression, which sometimes I still go there, just transparency and honesty, but when I was crawling out of that hole, once I got to the top, I was like, dang, you know what? You have really let yourself go. I had gained a lot of weight. I mean, like a lot of weight. At one point, I was over 300 pounds, and I have never been over 230 my whole life. So I had gained a lot of weight. Having that weight on me, it affected my self-confidence. And because I wasn't confident anymore, then that also affected the things that I would do in my life. So what I had to do was I had to become a different person who was confident in her skin. And that's not to say I waited until I lost all that weight, because I only lost about 60 pounds. I still got about 80 to go to get back down to my goal weight. But on my journey of becoming that person who exuded that confidence, I had to do something different. So what did I do different? Well, I started tracking my food. I mean, when I say tracking my food, I was tracking everything. I don't care if I made tuna salad. I was tracking how much mayonnaise, how much relish I put in the tuna salad. I was keeping track of how many Townhouse crackers I was eating. I was tracking everything. And I had to get serious about doing more exercise. So that was around the time when I started using my Cadillac treadmill, and I contribute that to definitely helping me drop some of this weight. But more importantly, I had to do something different, right? I could no longer do the late night runs to Wendy's for a Baconator because I was turning into a Baconator. So that's what I had to do differently. And again, I'm still on this journey, but I'm a lot closer than where I was when I was over 300 pounds. So I had to do something different in order to become the person that I knew I was capable of being. And in order to do that, I could have something different. So since I dropped these 60 plus LBs, I've been able to have more authentic relationships with people in real life. You know, I get to come out from behind this computer screen and actually go meet with people in real life because I'm getting more confident about the skin that I'm in. So there's a personal example of the be do have. Let me give you another example of the be do have as it relates to my personal working life. Now, I haven't worked hourly since, good Lord, 1992, I think. Praise the Lord. Thank you, Jesus. I'm so forever grateful. But what I'm saying about the be do have is I knew when I graduated from high school and I was on my way to college that there was a certain lifestyle that I wanted to have. When I look back at our 30-year reunion and I pulled out my little notebook from, I'm not notebook, your senior book, when I pulled out my senior book from high school, I have everything I said I wanted in my senior book except the husband and 3 kids. But I have been another mother to a lot of other children, so that takes the place of the kids part. And the husband, my Boaz, is still out there. But I digress. When it comes to the be, do, have in my career, I knew I needed and wanted a job that was going to afford me the lifestyle that I desired. That was a 4-sided brick house, 3-bedroom, 2-car garage, washer, dryer inside the house. I mean, I could go on and on and on, but that was my vision in 1989 at my 18, almost 19-year-old self. And here we are in 2024, and I have exactly that, right? Now, could it be bigger? Yes, of course it could, but it could also be a whole lot smaller as well. But what did I have to do to become that person to have this environment? Well, for me, it was going to school. So that was the thing in our family. Like, it was a natural progression. You graduate high school, you go to college. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You don't go to college and you get a job and start paying bills like you're grown, even though you're living under your parents' roof. So off to college I went, but I had to decide what kind of engineer I was going to be. I didn't even know I wanted to be an engineer. It was my guidance counselor that said, oh yeah, you're good in math and science, go be an engineer. And then it was my counselor in college that was like, oh, I see so many people ready to give up and quit, but you're one of the ones that's going to make it. I don't know if she said that to everybody, but it worked. She said it to me. But I had to decide what kind of engineer am I going to be. So I looked at the top 5 engineering disciplines at the time, and I picked one that was middle of the road for me. And that is why I chose to become an industrial engineer. But I couldn't just say, hey, I'm an industrial engineer. I had to do the work to get the degree to become the industrial engineer so I could have the type of job that would afford me a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 4-sided brick, 2-car garage house. That's how it works, right? So let's talk about the be, do, have in your business. Now, when I first got started in this business space, for those of you who know my story, it was because I quit my job the day before they fired me because my parents needed me. They both moved from Indiana to Ohio so I could take care of them. And they both had different and varied medical conditions that required my support. Yes, I do have siblings, but they were useless, like tits on a bull. And that's why my parents came to stay with me, because they knew what side their bread would be buttered on. However, me not having a job posed a problem. How am I going to take care of them? So I dabbled in different types of things, trying to find my way around, but I knew I didn't want to go back into corporate America. I knew I wanted to be my own boss. How am I going to go get a new job, explain to them that I need FML, which you can't get until after you work like 1,000 hours anyway, but I would need this time off to care for my parents. So getting a job was not an option. I had to figure out, what am I going to do to be the entrepreneur that I want to be so I can have the time that I need to take care of my parents. So I started with network marketing, and then I dabbled with affiliate marketing, and then I created my own products, and things were going along pretty well, right? I was able to become the entrepreneur that was able to do the work that I needed to do so I could have the time and the money to care for my parents in the way that they needed. But what I also discovered is I quit working 8 hours for somebody else so I could start working 16 and 20 hours for myself. Yeah, it had its rewards. Yes, I was flexible with my scheduling. Yes, it was great knowing that I was making my own money and carving my own way in this world, but it's a lot. I mean, it is a lot being an entrepreneur. So I decided that if I wanted to be the type of entrepreneur where my schedule wasn't regulated by always being on the hunt and grind for clients, I needed to have someone show me what to do so I could be a better entrepreneur. So that required an investment. My first investment in my entrepreneurial education was $5,000. That was my second investment. My first investment of $5,000 was becoming an affiliate marketer. My second investment of $5,000 was becoming a better entrepreneur. I went from having a $400 program to having a $2,500 program. But none of that would have happened if I didn't do the work with the coach to become the entrepreneur I needed to be to give me the true time freedom that I wanted as an entrepreneur. So I hope that helps you understand the be, do, have principle a little better in both your personal and professional life. So let's break it down for you. The B part of be, do, have is when you define and create who you want to be and you align your goals and actions with that state of being. For instance, I said I wanted to be a confident, reliable, joyful person, and I wanted to be comfortable in my skin out in public meeting new people. That was who I wanted to be at the time. As an entrepreneur, I wanted to be the sought after entrepreneur for digital marketing strategies, teaching business owners, specifically network and affiliate marketers, how to use Facebook and Instagram ads to find their ideal clients. In order to be that person, I had to do some things. You have to take action that moves you towards your goals. That can be buying a coach, which I encourage. Please don't spend your whole life wasting it away on YouTube University. Stop trying to put bits and pieces together of everybody's marketing or whatever it is you're trying to learn. Quit putting bits and pieces together of other people's free stuff. Find somebody that you like, someone that you resonate and connect with so they can show you a path to your success. You will spend a lot less time figuring things out if you work with somebody who already has the answers. One of the things that Myron Golden says that I like what he says, he's like, when people ask him, is this a get rich quick scheme? And he says it better be, because you don't have time to get rich slow. So I say that to say the slow boat to success is absorbing a bunch of free stuff. You're going to have to do the thing that's going to get you to your goal. And that means you're going to have to put some money down. I mean, I got my engineering degree and I was about $35,000 in debt. And if I wasn't glutton enough for punishment, I went back to get my master's degree, and that put me another $60,000+ in debt. But I had to pay to play. Now, granted, I can go out to the marketplace and I can demand a salary that my degrees provided for me. But had I not done the work, paid the money to get the degrees, I wouldn't have the lifestyle that I was afforded by being a well-educated Black woman in corporate America. So you got to do the work. It means taking action. A plan without action is just a dream. And once you decide who you want to become, and you do the things you need to do to reach that goal, then you're going to have the benefits or the fruits of your labor. These are the results of your actions if you're moving in the right direction. Now, what you have to remember is everything that you do in the journey to becoming the person you want to be so you can have the things you want to have, you have to do some things that aren't going to give you an immediate payoff. We call it sowing seeds in this entrepreneurial space. You got to sow the seeds, and then you got to wait for the seeds to blossom and bloom and grow so you can reap the harvest. So if you're in this and you're not ready to put in the work that's necessary to do the things that you need to do to become the person you need to be, to have the things that you want to have, then you're going to be the do, have, be person from now to the rest of your life. So that is how I explain for myself and my clients the principle of be, do, have in your business, in your life. If you found this information beneficial and helpful and you want to do more on the path to be, do, have for yourself, then I encourage you to reach out to me. Actually, you know what? Get my 7-step strategy to building your business using automation, AI, and Facebook. So I'm going to send you the link for that. I'll put it somewhere around this video. There's 7 steps to building your business using automation, AI, and Facebook. And it's how I got my start in this digital marketing space. So that's it for today's Wednesday Wisdom. I am Cecelia Faye Morris, also known as the Digital Marketing Maven. Wherever you're watching me, give me some likes and hearts. And if it's YouTube, subscribe and click that bell. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.